She wasn't lonely in the obvious way. She had clients. She had friends. She had a routine. But there's a quiet kind of loneliness that settles in when you realize most people already picked there forever, and you're still waiting. Then Marcus Walker showed up. He didn't rush things, didn't sell dreams, didn't promise what he couldn't deliver, at least not at first. He remembered details. He followed through. He made Alicia Brown feel like love hadn't skipped her. When he proposed, she cried, not because it was sudden, but because it felt safe. What she didn't know was that safety was already being used against her. How much would you sacrifice for the person you planned to marry? And what would you do if one day they looked at you and said, I don't know you. Welcome to Top Story. At 47, Alicia Brown looked like she had it together. She owned a small but steady hair studio in East Atlanta, Georgia. Brides trusted her. Graduates trusted her. Women trusted her. Bills were paid. Food was in the fridge. Lights stayed on. But success doesn't stop loneliness. Every night, Alicia locked up her shop, got into her car, and drove home to silence. No one asking how her day went. No one waiting. No one noticing. Her story didn't start with success. It started with survival. Her mother walked out when Alicia was 9. No goodbye. No explanation. Her father worked himself into the ground to keep them afloat. Gas stations by morning, grocery shelves by night. He gave everything so Alicia could have options, and she used them. She studied hard, graduated college, dreamed of journalism, but the doors never opened. So she pivoted, worked restaurants, then hair, and she built something with her own hands. But relationships, those were a pattern she didn't talk about. Men who borrowed money and vanished. Men who lived off her. Men who saw her success as something to drain. By her mid-40s, Alicia stopped looking. She told herself she didn't need love. But loneliness doesn't announce itself. It waits. Marcus Walker didn't slide into her life loudly. He eased in. They met one night at a Kroger near her apartment. He remembered her from the salon. Remembered details most people forgot. He listened, said he was a consultant, moved around for work. Big projects. Out of state. Nothing sounded crazy. He texted good morning. Asked about her dad. Checked in without being clingy. It felt grown. 4 months later, he proposed. Simple ring. No show. Just steady hands and steady eyes. Alicia said yes. For the first time in her life, she felt chosen. Then Marcus asked for help. A short-term business opportunity in Florida. A deposit. Temporary. $6,000. Then 4 more. Because this is our future. Alicia emptied savings. Borrowed. Scraped. Because that's what you do when you believe. The call about the wedding gig came at the perfect time. High-end job. Dallas, Texas. For $1,000 in one weekend. Alicia needed it. She flew in. Luxury estate. Bridal suite. And then she heard his voice. Babe, hurry up. Guests are already here. Her hands froze. She turned. And there he was, Marcus, in a tux, as the groom. She said his name. He looked at her calmly, politely, and said, Ma'am, I think you have me confused with someone else. No recognition, no fear, just distance. Different name, different ID, different life. Security removed her like she was a problem. No one believed her. Police said it was a relationship issue. Money was sent willingly. No crime. Marcus vanished. Phone disconnected. Accounts fake. No photos. Because he never let her take any. She watched his honeymoon online. Maui, 5-star hotels, smiling photos, funded by her money. That's when something inside Alicia snapped. She sold her car, booked a one-way flight. She didn't go for revenge. She went for the truth. When she finally stood in front of him, he admitted everything. She wasn't special. She was a target. He hunted women like her. Stable, lonely, trusting. She was one of 7. And when he finished talking, she understood something clearly for the first time. He would never be held accountable. So she made a choice. Police arrived within minutes. Alicia didn't run. She waited. She was charged, convicted, sentenced. 18 years. Online, people argued. Hero or murderer? Justice or revenge? The truth sat somewhere uncomfortable in between. The trial didn't feel real to Alicia at first. She sat at the defense table wearing county-issued clothes, hands folded, eyes forward. Across the room, Marcus Walker's real name finally came out. Calvin Porter. 6 identities. 5 states. Multiple burner phones. Fake businesses. Fake love. The prosecution didn't deny any of it. They didn't have to, because their case wasn't about who he was. It was about what she did. They showed the jury the flight receipt, the one-way ticket, the gun purchase. They called it premeditation. They said Alicia traveled across the country with one intention, to kill. That was a question everyone kept asking. Why didn't you walk away? Why didn't you just move on? Why didn't you let it go? But no one asked what it felt like to be erased, to watch a man deny your existence, to see your life savings turn into someone else's honeymoon, to have police shrug and say, "It's not a crime." Alicia testified. She spoke slowly. Clearly, "I didn't go there to kill him," she said. "I went there because I needed him to say my name. I needed proof that I wasn't crazy." The prosecutor leaned forward. "Then why bring a gun?" Alicia paused. "Because every woman who trusted him was alone. And alone women learn not to feel safe." The courtroom went silent. The defense fought to introduce the recording, the confession, the list of women, the pattern. The judge ruled it partially inadmissible. The jury would not hear it during deliberations, only during sentencing, because it was obtained under duress. Because the law doesn't ask why you broke, only how. That decision sealed her fate. After 6 hours of deliberation, the jury returned. Not guilty of first-degree murder, but guilty of second-degree. They said she acted in emotional distress, but still with intent. Alicia didn't cry. She'd known. The sentence came weeks later. 18 years. Eligible for parole after 12. She would be 59 when freedom became a possibility. Calvin Porter had no funeral. No family came forward. No one claimed his body. The state buried him in an unmarked grave outside Memphis. No headstone. No flowers. No name. Just dirt. The FBI later confirmed what Alicia never needed proof of. He'd stolen over $120,000 from women just like her. Alicia was the only one who didn't survive quietly. Prison isn't loud the way people think. It's quiet. Alicia spent her days in the library, reading, avoiding mirrors. Other inmates knew who she was. Some called her brave. Some called her crazy. She didn't respond to either. Letters came in. Women thanking her. Women saying she stopped him. Women saying they finally slept again. She never replied because she didn't feel like a hero. She felt empty. Her salon was gone. Her apartment cleared out. Her father died while she was incarcerated. She wasn't allowed to attend the funeral. That was the moment something inside her finally broke. Not the trial, not the sentence. That phone call. Some people say Alicia did what the system wouldn't. Others say no pain gives you the right to pull a trigger. Both sides are loud. Both sides are convinced. But the truth sits somewhere darker. A place where victims are told to be quiet. Where manipulation isn't illegal until it escalates. Where loneliness is invisible. This wasn't just a crime. It was a collision between emotional abuse, financial manipulation, and a system that arrived too late. Alicia didn't win. Calvin didn't either. Everyone lost something they'll never get back.